wonderful.
So today's video, I would like to talk about WES, which is the World Educational Services. They are the organization. They convert your educational qualification from any country in the world to US or Canadian equivalents. So if you're a student, or if you're a worker, work permit in Canada or in US, and you're planning to apply for your permanent residency, so WES is one of the things you get to do while you're doing your PR application. So and I did my WES in 2020, I believe. It's up to you. If you want, you can give it to any of the agency. They can do that for you. Or if you don't want to do that, you can do it yourself. That is very easy process. So I am from India, so I only know about that. So most of our universities in India, they do online, but some universities, they don't do online, so you have to go there and do it. So in this video, I would like to talk about how I did and how you can create an account on the WES and do all the process you have to do online. I graduated from Dr.N.T.R University of Health Science, Vijayawada. So what I was doing, I was looking at the YouTube videos, and the only one video I found, there was a girl, she was creating a video how she went to the N.T.R University and did that. So that was really helpful for me. So that's the only one I found. So I thought, why not? I'll create one, so at least a few people can, if they search for N.T.R University how to do the WES, then they can find my video, and that would be helpful. So for creating an account, you come to Google and type for WES login. Then you will see the login WES page. Then if you are doing the WES for the first time, then you have to create an account. So you have to click there and create a new one. They will be asking some questions. You have to fill that. So if you're doing for US, they will ask if you're doing for US or Canada. So if you're trying to do the permanent residency in Canada, go for Canada. Then the next page, they ask you for the WES standard application. That's the one for the people who do the studies and employment for the foreign countries. They do that, but for us to do the PR, we do for ECA application for IRCC, so we do that. So then there is one more for ECA application for agri-food pilot, so we go for the ECA application for IRCC. Then we click the start application. So start with your email address. So then you receive a verification code on your email, so you have to enter that here. So check your email, and you will receive that in a few seconds, so you can enter that here. Okay, so once your verification is complete, they will ask you all the details, your name, your date of birth, and all that question. So you have to fill all the information on this page. So first they ask for your first name, then if you have any middle name, you can add that. If not, then your last name. Then they ask you for the date of birth, so you enter that. Once you enter the date of birth, they ask for if you have any reference number. So most of the people, they won't be having any reference number while you first create the account. So reference number is for the people who have an account, so you don't have one, so you opt for no. Then they ask for creating a password, so you create a strong password, and the requirements are on the page, so you have to follow that and create a password. Then they ask few security questions, so you go ahead and choose which one you want to go with your account. So once you fill all that information, then you double check everything, and then you come and click on create account. So on the next one, there is your name, date of birth, it's already there, so you don't have to put that again, and then ask for your gender and your phone number. So if you're doing that from India, then you gave the number for the one you have it in India. If you're doing from Canada, then you go for the Canadian number. So once you've done that, it's gonna ask for your credentials. So your personal information you have done. So they ask for the highest education you have. So if you have done your PhD, there is no need to add the bachelor's and master's. And if you have done the master's, then you don't have to submit the degree certificates for the evaluation. If you have done the bachelor's, you don't have to submit the post-secondary. You just have to only submit the one bachelor's degree. That's how it works. But for some countries, I believe it's changed. So you have to check that before you send the documents. So anything they are not asking if you send, they won't be taking or accepting that. So then you click on add credentials. So they ask all those questions, so you just fill with whatever studies you have done. You go with that and you fill all the information. So they ask for the country you have done, then type of education, then like master's or bachelor's, then the institution you have studied, and what certificate you have got, and your first and last name on the certificate, and your field of study, and when did you get that graduation certificates or degree certificate. So you have to enter that. So once you enter all that, the one you have added, it's going to be showing up there like this, and then you go for next. So if you have any other additional degrees or something, you can add that, but if you don't have anything, then your education is completed. So they will be asking for the recipients who they will be sending the report to. So the one will be you, and the second one will be the recipient to institution receiving your report. So in our case, it's going to be IRCC, so they will be sending that information, the report, to them. So you have to add whoever you want to send, you have to add that. But for the Canadian one, for IRCC, we add that in the first page we start creating the account, so we don't have to do that again. It's automatically going to pop up there. But the recipient you have to add your address. So if you're living here in Canada and you want to send that to you, then you can add your address. And if you want to send that to your back home, you can add that. But the charge for the sending the documents, I'm not sure if that's going to be different. So you have to see it. For sending the IRCC, I think it's added to the total amount you pay. But if you have more institution to send, then they will be adding $32 more. So then you go ahead and add your address. So delivery method they will be asking, so you need a standard mail through Canada Post, that's for $11. That will be adding to your total amount you're going to pay. So you opt, depends on how much you want to pay. Then you see your address there, and then the institution you wanted to send to, so you have that. So on that page it says evaluation type, so what type of evaluation they're doing and what's the processing time. So once they receive the information from your university or college, they will be taking 35 days to 35 business days to review and give you the report. So you have to wait for that time. And so the available evaluation package, it's going to be ECA report to IRCC, and it's to you will be receiving through an email as a PDF, then an official report sent to you, and then they will be storing that for many years. So if you want that in the future, you can request them and they will be able to get that. So that's kind of electronic storage. So for that total they charge you $240. So if you opt for any other delivery, then the payment it's going to be different. So here it says your education, your your required documents and everything. So your education, let's say if you have done a bachelor's degree, then the documentation you have to send is your all the 4 years, all the certificates from your bachelor's. So you have to send your degree certificate or the professional certificate. So here it says about the one which I discussed before. If you have master's degree or an Indian postgraduate diploma, then you have to provide the bachelor's degree. So without bachelor's degree information, they cannot process it if you have done an Indian master's degree or an Indian postgraduate diploma. So if you have done a PhD, doctorate PhD, then you don't have to send the bachelor's or degree or master degree evaluation. So as far as I know, if you have done an Indian master's degree or Indian postgraduate diploma, then you have to send your bachelor's. So you come to your requirement checklist. So here you have your degree certificate. So what I send is my final certificate. I didn't go for the provincial. That's for that's just give you, the university gave you before you get the degree certificate, just for the use of that time. So then you send all the mark list. So if you have done the degree, 4 years degree, then you have to send all the each year degree certificates. I mean the mark list, you have to send it. So each year you get a mark list, right? So you have to send that to them. So so your degree certificate and all the statement of marks you have to send to the university, which is attested from your university. You have to, one thing to remember is you have to send the clear legible photocopy of your certificates, because if it is not clear and that was sent by the university doing the attestation and everything, and the WES won't accept it, because for sure they cannot process it if they cannot see it. So you have to make sure you got what I did is the color copy of all the certificates. So so I was sure that they can see very well, so you can do that. If not, then you can get the clear colorless photocopy, and you can send that too, but make sure that you can read well. So once you get that, then make sure you're not sending any other additional documents, just only whatever they're asking on your depends on your degrees you have, master's or bachelor's, whatever you have depends on that. Make sure you send the right documents. And if you have done a degree in college and you have, but it's under the university, and you get the certificates, all the certificates from the university, so then the certificates, attested certificates, should be go from the universities, not from the college. Whatever sent from the college, they won't accept it. So it has to be sent from the university where you got all the certificates. And one more thing you have to remember is you have to include your reference number. So before you send all the documents, you have to add your reference number. What I did is, as per the instructions, for each certificates you send to them, you write the reference number on the top. So for each one, so if you have a degree certificate, and for that you have to, for all of the certificates, you write that on the top. And when you they send through courier or post mail, they have to add the reference number on the envelope. Without it, they won't be accepting it. So make sure you have the reference number on your envelope. Some universities ask you to give the envelope to while you go there to do the WES process. So make sure you add the address properly and the WES reference number properly. The number should be right. So in that way, there won't be any issues with your process. So then you come to a page where all the information there for you to review. So you do your check for the profile information, your name, email address, your date of birth and everything. Then the evaluation purpose, which is of course immigration for the one who are seeking PR. then your education, your degree and all that, then how much you're paying for that evaluation and what's the package, and the recipient information, which is you, and that would be IRCC, or if you're doing for any other institutions, then that will be there. So make sure it's there. If not, then you have to go back and add it. So make sure you don't send any additional documents, because if you send the original certificate, they will be destroyed. They don't have any ways to send that back. So make sure you have your original certificates with you while you send all the documents. So you confirm your name, date of birth and everything, and then you confirm, and then you click on confirm. So once you confirm, that will take you to another page asking for the payment. So the normal amount you pay is $240. So you go ahead and pay with your debit or credit or whatever cards you have, whatever cards they accept. So you do that. Then once you make the payment, then they will take you to your account, which has a reference number. So that's your reference number for the WES application, and for your WES report, that's going to be the reference number. So once you get the reference number on that page itself, it's going to say it's going to give you a form which has all of your details, and you have to fill few information. If I have that form in my system, I'm going to add that to the description. So then you have to fill that form and send that to your university with your certificates, the copy of your certificate. If you're going to university and doing it, take that application form with you, fill that, sign it, and go do the process in your university. The reason why I am not showing the further thing is I already have an account for the WES, so I cannot show you that one. And this one, just for the video purpose, I created a new one, so I don't want to go further. That's why we stop from there. So now you guys saw the video how to create the account. So if you cannot go, if your university is not doing online and you have to go, then you cannot leave your country if you're in Canada, and if you're on a if you're middle of your semester and you can go and you cannot go, or if you're on work permit and you're middle of your work and you cannot take a leave and you cannot go, so those people, you can ask your family to go to university, or you can go give it to the agencies, but the agencies ask pretty much amount. So he just got he got there in the morning, so he went to the university. So in the front desk, they will they will give you a form, and you just have to fill that information, and once you handed that form to them, they will ask you to pay the amount. So what we paid is almost around $7,000. That was included the courier charge. They have to send that to WES. So that's in Canada. So the delivery charge, they added to that. So we have paid that amount, almost that amount. And then so once we fill and give that papers to that form, they have to give it to us, pay your amount, then they will ask you to wait. So you wait for some time, and somebody's come and they will call you, mostly from the person who do this attestation is the registrar from the university. So they will call you, so you go with your the original certificates, and you have to take your photocopies. So we did the color copies of the original documents, and we went with it. So original and color copies, so they verify that that's the right one, and they have to do some process there, so for 10 or 15 minutes. So again, they will ask you to wait outside, so you just wait outside, and then they will call you and say that their part, the part they have to do is done. So they will send that to the WES. So then they give it to you, the original documents, they give it to you, and I believe we don't really remember, but from the universities, they send that documents to your home address, whatever the address you give it to, and they will send that to your home. So we get that the address, my home address in India, and they will send to the WES. So two places they will send it. And so they don't give you any tracking number or anything, but you don't have to worry about that, because they do the WES for a lot of students, because a lot of students from N.T.R University are in Canada or in US, a lot of them. So they do that a lot of times, so they know the process. So they will send that to WES, and once the WES got that documents, within 35 days you will get your report on your, if you prefer to get in your address. So the address fish you have given on your application while you create your account, so they will send one copy to that, and they will notify that the report is out on your email too, and they will send that to IRCC. Too. So that's all the process you have to do. That is pretty easy. So yeah, so I won't suggest you guys give it to the agency. Just do it yourself, create an account and send somebody there, and that will be done. So that's it for today's video. So I really believe that it's gonna be helpful for you guys, and thank you for watching my video, and bye bye, take care.